Hey y'all, welcome back to Tam's Kitchen. Today we are making this seafood pizza, y'all. It's so good. So good. Let's get into it. We are going to be using 2 lobster tails. We're also going to be using some crawfish tails and medium shrimp. We're also going to be using some green onions, some 1 lemon, garlic, minced garlic. I'm going to be using some mozzarella shredded cheese. We're going to use this pizza shredded cheese, and it's a mix of mozzarella and also Parmesan. Going to be using some spinach. This classic crust Pillsbury Doughboy pizza crust. Some Parmesan grated cheese. Some parsley. Old Bay seasoning, of course, because we're doing seafood. Some adobo, some garlic powder, crushed red pepper flakes, Italian seasoning, and of course, we're going to need some heavy whipping cream in order to make our sauce. And we're also going to be using these tomatoes. So, we're going to start by dicing up this green onion. So, we're just going to slice that all up after you have cleaned. Y'all go clean your veggies, okay? You don't want to just work with dirty veggies. People been putting their hands all over everything in the grocery store. Make sure you clean your veggies. So we're just gonna dice that up. And then we're gonna start on our tomatoes after that has been cleaned too. And you want to take that middle part out of the tomatoes because if you don't, it's just gonna make everything super wet. And you don't want that. You want to scrape all of those seeds and juices out of there. And then you want to start to cut up your tomatoes because we don't want any soggy pizza either, y'all. So just take your tomato, get that middle portion out of there, and then once that has all cleared out, then you start to dice those up like so. And you just keep cutting and keep cutting. I think I only used 1 tomato for this recipe, but you can use as many as you want to. Then with 1 stick of melted butter, I went in with some minced garlic, about a tablespoon of that. And then I added in some Italian seasoning. And then I added in some parsley flakes. We're going to make this butter for our pizza crust. And then I went in with some crushed red pepper flakes. And then I'm just going to mix that all together. Now for our pizza crust, we're going to unroll that pizza dough and put it in our cast iron skillet. I'm using a cast iron skillet, but you do not have to. You can use whatever you have at home. Just roll out that pizza dough and get it to how you would like it. It's really flexible, so you could just really fold it how you want it to be, the shape that you want it to be. It doesn't matter. It's your pizza. Do how you want to. And then we're gonna brush that melted butter mix all over that pizza crust, just like that, and just brush all that goodness over there, y'all. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh. And then once we finish brushing all this on, we're going to go ahead and add on some adobo seasoning to that as well. But you want to get into the creases and crevices of that piece. Now we're going to add in our adobo seasoning. We're going to put some Old Bay seasoning on top as well. And we have our oven preheated on 450 because we're going to pre-bake this pizza dough. So put it on 450 and bake it for about 5 minutes. Now moving on to our seafood. We have crawfish tails and some medium-sized shrimp. We're gonna put some olive oil on it with some Old Bay seasoning and some garlic powder. And then we're gonna just mix that all together. Also put on some pepper. Forgot about the pepper, but you just want to go ahead and mix that all together. Use whatever you want to mix your food together, and make sure you wash your hands after touching all that seafood, baby. Just go wash your hands. And make sure that you are also cleaning your seafood as well. I had that crawfish and that shrimp soaking in a water bath with lemon before I started to season them up. And you want to do the same thing with this lobster tail as well. Once you get it cut open, you want to get it cleaned and deveined, and you want to go ahead and dice that up as much as you want to, as big chunks as you want to, and go ahead and add that to that same bowl and use the same seasoning, black pepper, some Old Bay seasoning, and some garlic powder, and then mix that all together. This is how our pizza crust looks after 5 minutes on 450 in the oven. Now we're going to work on our sauce. So we have this heavy whipping cream. I used about half of that, and I added in some black pepper, some adobo seasoning. I'm gonna add in some Italian seasoning. Y'all, this Italian seasoning is gonna set it all off. It's gonna make it taste like an authentic pizza. And then we're gonna add in some Old Bay seasoning, of course, and then add in some garlic powder as well. And then we're just going to mix that all together just like that until everything is well combined. And at this point, you can taste and see if you like the flavor of it. And once that starts to get to a boil, we're going to add in about a half a cup of a cup or a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. It depends on how much heavy whipping cream you put in there, and um half a lemon juice. Yeah. Yeah, what am I talking about? Cut your lemon in half and put in some lemon juice, baby. Okay. And then we're gonna pre-cook our seafood for about 1 minute on the stove. That's it. Don't overcook it. Just 1 minute. You don't want to cook it all the way. And then now we're gonna start on our pizza. We're gonna pour this sauce all over that pizza, and just make sure you get into the creases and crevices of it. You want every part to be flavorful, y'all. And then the pre-cooked seafood that we have, you want to put it on top of that sauce. So all of that seafood should be able to go in your sauce however much you want to. And then we're going to top it with some tomatoes, the diced tomatoes that we have. But as you can see here, I put on a lot of seafood. A lot of seafood. But anyways, those diced tomatoes that we're gonna put that all over there, and then add on our spinach as well. And then we're just gonna put our spinach on top of that. And then we're gonna add on that shredded cheese. You can either use the mozzarella or the pizza cheese with a mixture of mozzarella and Parmesan shredded cheese. It doesn't matter. You can use both of them. It really doesn't matter. And I just added in um, a few more shrimps just for aesthetic purposes. I just wanted to look pretty. And then I added on a few of those green onions on top of that with some Italian seasoning. And y'all, I baked it on 450 for about 15 to 20 minutes. And oh, it came out looking so good, y'all. It was so good. Y'all got to try this recipe and tell me what you think. It is so fire. For all my seafood lovers out there, you just have to try it. Y'all, look at that. Look at that. Thank y'all so much for watching, and come back for the next one. Bye.